and welcome to episode 33 of Checkpoint Chat. It's been another great week. Well, I've enjoyed my week. I've been working out. I feel great. Maddie's beside me. He looks very tired though.
Did you work out the whole week?
Yeah, every single day. No, I'm lying. I mean,
looking awfully swole there.
Yeah. I mean, you have to. Now it's December, so it's nearly beach time.
Are you going to the
now
beach?
You have to crash course. Trying to get fit.
I think everyone does that.
Yeah.
December's coming.
Like, fuck.
The beach is around the corner. I'm going to have a six-pack.
Yep. It's like, cool, I've got 3 weeks. Got to not eat for 3 weeks and just work out because that's the only way you're going to achieve that then.
Let me ask you this. If you had to do sit-ups backwards,
what?
Would you get a six-pack on your back? That's impossible. Don't even answer.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the implications of trying that. Like this weird motion, just bending my back. And then just, I mean, I've seen people with like really, really built backs and they kind of look like six packs.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I watched that new Creed film yesterday.
How is it?
Oh, it's pretty good. I don't think it's as good as the first one, but the first one I thought was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know how you
would
top Creed one.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, his back muscles pretty much could be.
He's been doing backwards sit-ups.
Backwards
Reverse sit-ups.
Yeah. There's a scene in the film where he hits the ground in the desert with the sledgehammer for a bit. Maybe that's how you get back abs.
As a workout regime, just
yeah. He just puts on like a bandana to like not breathe in sand, and he just starts fucking hitting the ground with the sledgehammer.
Now,
like, cool.
if that's a legit workout, that's the sort of workout I can get behind.
I mean, can you? That sounds horrible.
Yeah, I suppose hitting the ground's not as fun, but hitting a wall, something with a sledgehammer, is something. You know, have you ever seen those videos like, we're going to destroy this house now?
Oh, yeah. And they just
destroy the shit out of it. I'm like,
but I think in the States it's a very different prospect because I always watch those and I'm like, try that shit here where we have fucking brick walls and not like fucking sand, like paper between each layer of your house.
Try knock out walls in South Africa, you'll get six packs on your forearms.
It's like, how many times have you watched a film where like there's a fight scene and they punch through the wall? I'm like, what? You'd never.
Are you on steroids?
Yeah, no, but it's just like plaster and wood. Of course they're going to punch through it.
Yeah, I don't think
Americans
that's
build their houses out of like cards and paper. Apparently, it's all paper mache.
And that's why there's a show called House of Cards.
Yeah.
It's an actual origin story of
the
of
American
the building
housing system.
Yeah, featuring not Kevin Spacey anymore.
Yeah, not Kevin Spacey anymore. I've heard the last season of House of Cards is really bad.
Shock. I've never watched it, but
I haven't watched that either.
Hey.
I've been watching another political show called Designated Survivor. It's pretty good. It's got Kiefer Sutherland. I like him. And he's not running.
No, not Jack Bauer. What?
Yeah, I know. He's basically the whole premise, which is in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling anything. Is he's the president because he gets assigned to be what they call a designated survivor, who's like one person from the government who doesn't attend their State of the Nation address or whatever. And there's a terrorist attack there, and basically all of like Congress and the president and basically the whole government just like dies. So he's the only one left.
He's the designated survivor.
Yeah, and he becomes president. It's pretty good.
Thanks for spoiling the show.
Yeah, there's no point.
Now we know.
Yeah.
It's like the season finale.
Also, there's a clock and he has 24 hours to turn
wow, a good crossover. Don't you hate it when they cast someone in the same role over and over again? Man. Sean Bean, always designated to die. Is he a character in Hitman 2?
So
is that a meme going around?
No, it's not a meme at all. So Hitman 2 has these things called elusive targets. They're like timed events where they pop a target into a map and give that character like a routine, and you have I think this one's 2 weeks to assassinate them, but you only get one chance.
You only get one shot?
You get one shot.
Is this Eminem singing now?
Yeah, only got one shot.
Mom spaghetti.
Mom spaghetti, yes. Yeah. You can kill people with mom spaghetti in Hitman.
Really?
Probably. I don't know. There's very creative ways to kill people in Hitman. So, yeah, you get one shot to hit him, and Hitman 2's first elusive target is Sean Bean.
That is the best crossover ever.
Yeah, it's really good. Darren posted a video of him doing it, and he managed it. And he's like, man, I was so discreet. Sean Bean didn't even see my shotgun. He's just like, he fucking just rolls into a room and just blasts him away with his shotgun.
But I mean,
Cool.
Sean Bean's known for dying, so
Yeah.
it's probably the easiest target you could ever have in
He's
Hitman.
dying in very creative ways. I'm really excited to try this because I never played any of the elusive targets in Hitman 1. So I kind of want to see what the rush is of like having one chance. So you've got to roll with your mistakes. And
Oh, so there's literally only
yeah, you only get one shot.
one. Jeez,
shot.
that's
yeah.
legit. This is what Eminem foretold all
Yep.
those years ago.
He was actually singing about Hitman,
Hitman
2,
2.
not about his rapping career.
Mind blown.
Yeah, I know.
Who
I
would've
mean,
thought?
what a prodigy.
Jeez, but back on TV shows, I've been watching The Haunting of Hill House.
How good is it?
It is so good. I'm only 2 episodes left. Been
It's like
watching
10, I think,
yeah,
yeah.
it's 10 episodes, so I'll probably get through them today. What a show!
Did you? I remember last week you were leaving. You're like, oh, I need to watch episode 6. I was like,
that
oh
that
my
episode is phenomenal. It's
so well done.
just watching it, I'm like, wow, it's like I'm watching God of All now because there's just no
just
camera
one-shots,
cutting, whatever. And
yeah.
then they just go to that house and they're going back in time and forward in time. And
You need to read
so
up on that.
good.
It's like,
yeah, no, I did. I
Yeah.
because I remember seeing the articles pop up. I was like,
They
I
had,
need
like,
to
connected
put a
sets
pin
and
in the map
everything.
with episode 6. So I can come back and read these articles.
it's so good. That episode alone, like, I mean, the whole series is great, but after that episode, I was like so sold in it. It was just
The
so
thing
good.
is, it sits on this horror backdrop, which, I mean, it's the Haunting of Hill House. So there are moments that are going to make your heart race a little, but
Yeah.
the actual family drama in that series it's like brilliant.
Yeah.
How the characters interact with each other, how they've got bad history with each other, and listen, it's incredible.
And how it uses like going back in time to give context to
Yeah.
things. It's really good. Like, and I mean, yeah, like you said, it's horror. It's got every now and then there's like a jump scare, but it's not horror.
Listen,
like,
let me tell you, I watched episode 8 last night. That where the 2 sisters are driving in the car.
oh yeah, Jesus, that came out of nowhere.
I did not expect that at all. I'm watching on my iPad with earphones. I nearly threw my iPad. Holy shit! Because a lot of the jump scares, they sort of you sort of expect it to a degree.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
when
that one was
things
completely-
tense up. Like, oh, these sisters are having a fight in the car. Holy shit! Jeez. That caught me off guard.
yeah, no.
But yeah, what a great show.
It's not like super scary, and I find it just really clever. Like I find a lot of horrors are bad because they rely on being like super violent or just like predictable. Haunting of Hill House is really good.
It's actually, yeah. Oh,
Wait
let's
till-
leave it there.
Wait
Yeah.
till you get to the end. Holy
Let me tell you, the
Fuck me.
end of episode 8 is when the one child goes back to the house with some
dude, your last 2 episodes, you have some shit.
That's how it ends.
You
I'm
have
like,
some
wow.
shit to see. It gets wild. Watch that
so
series.
good.
I think they're doing a season 2, but I'm curious to see what they do. I think the best way to approach it is for it to be like an anthology, so it's like not following them. Or then again, like you'll see what I mean at the end.
Okay.
Like I don't want it to continue because I think it will take away from
The
its
actual.
ending. Yeah.
It's like,
Jeff didn't like the ending. I thought it was good.
but Jeff hates everything.
Yeah, it's true,
What's new, pussycat?
Games.
Oh, well, wait, we haven't even introduced the show yet.
All right, yeah. This is Checkpoint Chat, episode 33. We come to you not live every week. You can catch us on Anchor.
Not yet. Oh.
Not yet. Ooh, plans are afoot. You can catch us on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts,
all of the
podcasts,
casts.
all the cast, everything with cast in the name,
And Spotify.
Even when you go to the hospital and they put a cast on your arm, they're like, "You want to listen to a podcast on this thing? We're on there."
Put your ear to it, and there you go.
Yeah, exactly. It's like putting like a shell from the ocean to your ear. You just hear the ocean.
Yeah,
Put your cast to your ear, you
sultry
hear fucking
tones.
Checkpoint Chat.
Episode 33.
Yeah, episode 33 specifically. You have you can only store one episode per plaster of Paris.
But on episode 33, we can confirm that Half-Life 3 is coming.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
No.
Funny enough, wasn't there news last
Yeah,
week?
you
that
said there was a
Half-Life-
rumor of a
Yeah.
prequel or something.
Yeah, maybe
what sort
a
of-
VR exclusive prequel.
What would they do? Here's Gordon Freeman as a teenager.
Listen, being able to use the gravity gun in VR seems like a good time.
But if it's a
could
prequel,
you
the
imagine
gravity
Portal
gun
VR?
doesn't exist. Yeah,
Shit, you're
think
right,
about
yeah.
that. Think about that.
Because the gravity gun only came in 2, right? Shit. I'm very excited to watch that documentary.
No clip.
Danny O'Dwyer and No Clips documentary on Half-Life looks
They're
really
gonna
good.
shadow drop a Half-Life 3 announcement.
Just imagine, just at the end, wait till the end credits.
It's gonna be like, and that's why Valve have never developed a game since. Ha, just kidding.
Until
Half-Life 3 is
now.
coming. You have like a truck exploding out of a house.
Wow. And Gabe Newell's just driving the truck.
And he's honking the horn. It's like, Half-Life 3 is coming. That's the only way they should announce that game.
Yeah, just like completely obscenely like that. Half-Life
Yeah,
3 is
man.
coming and it's a crossover with Portal 3.
And Monster Truck Rider.
Man, fuck. That'd be
Most
so good.
ambitious crossover since like anything ever.
I want like a Half-Life 3 where, sort of like Bioshock, you know, where you had like plasmids on one hand and weapons on the other. So I want on one hand like a miniaturized version of the portal gun, and then the other one you have guns. So you can, during a firefight, you can be like, portal, portal,
Well,
just
I mean, they do exist in the same universe.
exactly.
Half-Life 3 is a co-op shooter featuring Gordon Freeman and Shell from Portal 2.
Fuck yes.
Gabe, if you're listening,
Actually, Shell's the bad guy the whole way through.
the bad girl.
Portal 2 was a prequel to Half-Life, and she was like, fuck these experiments, I'm going to do something.
Portal in VR would make you throw up.
Oh
I
yeah,
think.
100% make you throw up, especially with all its momentum-based puzzles. Not a
Let's
chance
not do
that would
that.
work.
But anyways, we've derailed terribly.
Yeah, this is Checkpoint.
Welcome to the introduction every week. What have you been playing?
Lots and lots and lots of Beat Saber. Oh,
You
my
mean
God.
Jedi VR simulator?
Yeah,
Trademark, cannot use that word.
Yeah, cannot use the word lightsaber. Cannot use Jedi.
Cannot use Qui-Gon Jinn,
Qui-Gon Jinn, yes.
Obi-Wan Kenobi simulator. But how's Beat Saber?
Fuck, it's so good.
It's good.
Yeah, so Beat Saber's been out for a while in early access for Steam, not Steam VR, Steam VR, but HTC Vive and Oculus Rift. So I played it a while ago for the first time. Well, not a while ago, about a month ago. And I was like, yeah, fuck, this is good.
So,
it was also like way harder than I thought.
What's the premise? It's the modern day Guitar Hero. Let's say.
it's like Guitar Hero for VR. Although there've been a lot of rhythm games in VR that I've played. So I'm sure everyone knows the game Audio Surf.
I've never played it. I've heard of it. Though.
What?
I know. I'm a bad gamer.
Dude, Audio Surf is great.
Please don't stab me.
The guys who did Audio Surf made a game for VR called Audio Shield, which was kind of basically you had like two shields and you had like colored bubbles coming at you and you had to block each of them in the music and stuff like that. So Beat Saber is fairly similar to that, but it's way more active. So you've got two sabers, blue one and a red one, and each song has color-coded blocks coming at you on a track, and you have to cut these blocks. Like a Guitar Hero, it's like sticking to the beat, and but the blocks also have directional indicators, so it will be like swipe from the left or swipe up and down. So it really gets you to move, but then also because it's in VR, these blocks, even though they're coming from the same point, like some can come to your extreme left or extreme right or right in front of you or above you or below you. Like it really uses the space.
Okay, so it's
really
100% only VR exclusive.
Oh yeah, no, this is a game that could not work without VR and could not work without motion control, like at all. But it's, and then you've got like smaller mechanics to deal with, like every now and then there'll be bombs next to blocks which you have to kind of avoid, and then these like walls, they're like red neon walls that come at you and you have to like lean out of their way.
Oh, okay, sure.
So they can like put blocks like to the left of a wall, so you have to lean out of the way and still keep hitting stuff.
Called this game Jedi Academy.
I mean, at the end of it, I can audition for a new Star Wars film. I'm the new Kylo Ren.
Oh, what would your Star Wars name be though?
Sandy Ren.
Sandy Ren.
You put me on the spot. I have no idea.
I know, it's hard to come up with a Star Wars name. So you like hyphenate your name. LS Andro.
Joker 360.
No scope.
Darth No Scope.
Oh, you foretold your Star Wars name many years ago.
So yeah, Beat Saber is really fun in that. So in PSVR, the main thing I think people worry about was the tracking, because obviously one camera, and you're moving quite a lot. Like, you're not doing like full 360 motion, so you don't need multiple cameras, but sometimes you're ducking down and still having to hit things and reaching quite high up. So you need like a really
Big
decent space that is tracked well. And like, sure, PSVR still has its limitations, and every now and then the camera loses track of where the controllers are. But I don't know what sorcery Beat Saber works on, but it regains its tracking so fast that it's almost difficult to see when it loses it. And when it is being tracked, like the accuracy is like better than anything I've seen on PSVR.
Sure.
So I don't know how they worked with the hardware and its limitations, but it is supremely good. Like,
that's awesome.
Really, really good. So yeah, that wasn't a concern for me while playing. The two things I had issues with were, so there's a campaign that's, I think, coming to the PC versions, but it's for now just on PSVR.
If this isn't framed in Star Wars, then I don't want to play.
No, it's so the campaign's actually really cool, because like when you played like it's a Guitar Hero campaign, you could set the whole campaign to like, I want to play on medium or expert. This campaign isn't that. It starts out on easy and progresses to like expert.
Yeah.
But it does it in a really like gentle way, where it will give you different objectives, like, just complete the song. Now complete the song getting the score. Or now complete the song, but we're going to increase the speed of the song. Not the difficulty, but just the speed. So to kind of give you a taste of a higher difficulty without, the complexity of more blocks. Because the difference between easy and expert is like easy, slow, and kind of easy to understand in terms of swipes. When you get to expert, it's not just the speed that you're contesting with, it's the complexity of combinations. So you'll be like swiping up and down, and next thing it will change to diagonal, next thing, like it gets
it does diagonal as well.
Yeah,
Ooh.
diagonals, they'll swap sides, so you'll have like your blue saber in your right hand, and sometimes there'll be a block on the left, so you have to like crisscross.
Wow.
Like it gets really, really complex. So the campaign does a good job of like scaling that up slowly. And like I started out on easy, I was like, shit, this is a bit difficult, and now I'm playing on expert because the campaign's just taught me very, really well. There's some points where I'm like, this shit's fucking hard. But it always kind of like pushes you to get better.
Yeah.
There's only a few challenges which I think are really stupid. There's one where it's like, hey, you need to finish the song and you need to move your arms 600 meters. So it starts tracking motion. So you like, you really swipe hard to kind of
generate distance,
just to generate a lot of distance.
Sure.
And then there's one that is like, hey, you can't move your arms more than 100 meters, and that just sucks.
Oh, well, it's like teeny tiny little.
Yeah, so it's like often I'm like playing almost like I'm a T-Rex, like trying not to move my arms and just like using my wrists to tap, and it's just like it takes the fun out of the game. So I don't understand why they did that. So I was like, okay, that's a weird challenge. And then they just doubled down on this idea that there are challenges that kind of go against you progressing through the game. So there's one where it's like, hey, you can only keep a combo up to 30. Like if you keep a combo above 30, you'll fail. And I'm like, no, but that's fucking stupid.
That's detrimental.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's making me manually break out of combos. And then there's another one, which is like, what was it now? You have to make a certain number of mistakes by the end of the song.
Weird.
I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, you've got these great score attack ones. You've got ones where it's like, oh, you're only allowed to make 3 mistakes or no mistakes or whatever. And those are pushing you to get better at the game. And then straight after that, you're like, hey, you have to finish the song and make 5 mistakes. I'm like,
that's pushing you to not be better at the game.
Yeah, exactly. And it's annoying because I'm playing and I'm like, man, you know how many times I played those combo ones where I was like, fuck, I've got this great streak and then it just fails. I'm like, oh yeah, shit. I couldn't keep above a certain combo. Like, it's really annoying.
A weird design choice.
Yeah, very, very annoying, weird design choice. But other than that, the campaign's pretty long. It's really fun. And it's, outside of that, you've got normal free play, which you can put like modifiers in each song. So you can choose to play a song with only one saber, and it adapts to that, and that shit's hard. Oh my god,
That's interesting.
you can swap your colors. You can make the arrows on blocks disappear before they get to you, so you have to kind of look for that.
memorize
That gets
them.
hard, yeah.
Jeez.
That gets really hard. So you've got like a lot of options to kind of mess around with it, and that's good because the library of songs is pretty limited right now.
Yep.
There's 5 brand new songs for PSVR, but you're stuck with the official songs that come with the game because unlike on PC, there's no
Can't mod
support for custom get songs.
stuff.
Yeah. So, and I mean that's all a licensing issue, obviously.
Yeah.
And the Beat Saber devs have said that they want to bring in like a track creator, an official one, into the game. But for now, yeah, you're stuck with this and like DLC that comes in the future. So yeah, it's a bit limited in that regard. Like there's a lot of content, but yeah.
How much does it cost?
It's like $20 or like $400 locally.
Oh, that's not too
I
bad.
100% think even with its slightly limited content, it's worth that money. Because I played it for like 10 hours and I still want to play.
Yeah.
And then of course it's just a workout. Like Jesus, I've never sweat like I have in Beat Saber. It's just like I play for about an hour and then I have to take off the headset because I'm actually like dripping in sweat. Like, yeah, it's so intense. It's intense in a great way.
So when you said you've been gymming every day this week, you weren't
I've just
lying.
been playing Beat Saber.
You've been playing Beat Saber, and you've got 6-packs all over your arms.
Yeah, essentially, yeah, I've got a 6-pack on my forearm, one on my bicep.
Jeez,
Yeah, Beat Saber.
You're this ripped guy.
It's a great game, and it's I think this year for PSVR specifically has been so good.
It's been strong. There's been a lot of good games.
Just the past few months, you've got Beat Saber, you've had Tetris Effect, which works really well in VR. Astrobot Robot Rescue came out this year, and everyone's saying, well, Jeff basically says he's like, this is a VR game as if Nintendo created it because it's so good.
Some high praise from
Nintendo
man himself.
And like you've got other games, they came out previously like Resident Evil and Super Hot. Like there was a deal for PSVR yesterday, like for like $3,000, 100%.
PSVR is like way affordable now if you can find a good deal, and that's not the first time. I'm okay. $3,000 I think is the lowest I've ever seen it.
Yeah,
but I remember seeing a deal a few weeks or months ago. It was like $4,000.
I think that's
$3,500.
what I got mine for. It was a special for like $4,500.
Which I mean, when it launched, it was what $6,000-7,000.
Yeah. So $3,000 is to me, if you had any inkling to try it VR on PS4, that was the price. Like,
and now there's a library to back it up. You can actually say, hey, buy VR, buy Astrobot, buy Mouse, buy Beat Saber.
There's a good 10 games I could recommend you from the get-go that you should play.
Yeah. That's cool because it launched last year, right? I think it was last year or the year before.
Yeah,
okay, it's been out quite a while now.
Celebrated its 2-year anniversary the other day.
Okay. I mean, when it came out, it was, these short experiences.
Yeah.
There wasn't really anything for VR.
And they were also kind of learning, like the experiences you had there were like trying to mimic traditional games.
Yeah, and now they've finally learned, hey, we need to stop doing that to an extent and, generate actual VR experiences.
Yeah, like the best PSVR games I've played are a good mixture of both. Like you've got traditional games like Resident Evil 7 and Moss to an extent. I still think Moss wouldn't work as well without VR, but it's still a platformer.
It's a platform, yeah.
But then you've got games like, like Beat Saber and Astrobot. Astrobot, aside from being a platformer, needs its VR. Its levels are designed around that.
Sure.
Tetris Effect is just...
It's just a nice to have in VR.
Digital heroin when you're playing that in VR. It's crazy.
Don't do digital crack.
Don't do digital tetramino.
Yeah, that's what we're calling it.
I learned a very, very interesting fact about Tetris Effect the other day from another podcast, that there's 7 shapes, right, in Tetris. So Tetris Effect, and I don't know if this is a rule in modern Tetris, you will get every piece at least once before getting a repeat. So essentially, think of you have like
so it's a randomized order of those 7.
You have a bag with 7, and you have those 7 in there, and it will randomize that order, but you will always get those 7 out before.
I didn't know that.
So you can get a double if
it's
the last one and the first one, but like you'll never get 3 Zeds in a
Okay,
row.
that makes sense because, I mean, not to my knowledge, if I've ever had, say, 5 of the straight line blocks. It would have been best order ever.
Yeah,
Instant
exactly.
lines. Sure, that's interesting.
Yeah, I've had tons of double lines before, but yeah, I mean that fundamentally changes the way I think about
the game.
Tetris because like, I mean, it would be very hard to keep track of. Okay, it's going to refresh now, but at least I know I've got a Z one now. The odds of getting a Z afterwards are this and that. So
Well, listen, now that you've told me that, there's a reason we have pro players now because they are
understand
counting piece 1, piece 2, piece 3, piece 7. Okay,
they're like, I know I've got this piece, I got that piece.
that's interesting.
I'm getting so into it that I watched a video about T-spins and realized T-spin clears are a thing, and that blows my fucking mind.
This is the best redemption story ever. From hating Tetris to watching documentaries on Tetris.
I mean, I told you about that book I want to get on the history of Tetris. Man, fuck, I love Tetris. Like, so good.
I get on Switch. Or if it's on sale on PS, maybe.
I'm pretty sure it will come to Switch and PC eventually. But what a game!
Tetris effects. But that's Beat Saber. Otherwise,
What a game!
what a game. So in a random twist, I haven't played anything this week.
Plot
Go
twist.
figure. Yeah, you've only played Beat Saber.
Yeah, I've only played Beat Saber.
So we're going to do things a bit differently this week.
But damn, explain it.
So was it on the 6th of December, 5th of December?
Let me.
It's one of those days. We have the Game Awards happening. So what we thought would be quite cool to do, seeing as we don't have actual games to talk about, is just talk about the games that have come out this year and what we think will win at the Game Awards.
Fuck,
Yeah.
I hope it's not on the 6th. I have a wedding that day. And I really want to watch this thing. But wait, it's like the night on the 6th. So it'll
You'd
be
be
like
at the
morning on
wedding.
the 7th.
You'd be like, Mazel Tov. You're like, no.
Yeah, I'm just watching on my phone.
Game of
like,
the year is what?
Yeah. So basically, there's a bunch of categories. I don't know. We can go through.
No, well, we're going to go through all of them.
Yeah, we'll go through all of them except for some of the ARB esports ones that I have no idea how to comment on.
Throw darts at boards. I'm like, I think that one will win.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And Matthew and I will keep score of which ones we think will win, and then we can come back. I'll keep the game of the year one for last.
Cool.
How about that?
How about
So,
that?
How about that?
Yeah, I'm going to...
Look at how many categories there are.
Yeah, we're going to... There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, yeah, some of
There's
them we
like
won't
20.
spend super time. No. Anyway, let's start with best ongoing game. Our nominations are Destiny 2, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, Overwatch, or Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege.
So are we just both going to pick what we think's going to win?
Yeah, maybe just pick what you think will win and short reason why.
Cool. Do you want to go first?
Yeah. This is a difficult one for me because I know the obvious answer,
Yeah.
but I also think the obvious answer isn't the one that should win. I don't know.
What is the obvious answer?
Put
for
it
you?
this way. I think Fortnite's going to win, 100%. But I want No Man's Sky to win.
So pick one. Okay,
Yeah, no Man's Sky.
You're going to say you want No Man's Sky?
Yeah.
Okay.
Purely because, like, Hello Games have turned
Yeah.
No Man's Sky around so fundamentally, and this year was a big part of that with the Next update. And since Next, they've released 2 updates. One just came out this week. I just think they're doing great work with that game.
I agree with your sentiment completely. I think Fortnite will win. I mean, for obvious reasons, every week it feels like there's a new item or a new drop, whatever, and then every 10 weeks there's a whole new season where
And they do well with their seasons.
yeah,
like,
it's not just like, hey, here's a I don't know, here's a new skin. It's like they change the map.
It's an event.
Yeah, there's an
Each
event.
season
They
change,
choose a theme, they run with it, and even the places on the map, while not all of them will change, they'll adapt or evolve.
Like that purple cube.
Oh, I like the cube.
So is yours Fortnite?
No, but I agree with you with No Man's Sky. Just purely because if I think about, we all know what happened with No Man's Sky. It came out, disappointing to everyone.
Redemption story.
Yeah, and you think, well, that game's dead.
Yeah.
A year or two later. How long? Was it 2 years ago? Or was it a year ago?
It's 2 years ago.
about 2 years ago.
June, July, around about there, I think.
But then this year, they're like, hey, here's a huge update, fundamentally changes the game. And
it did. I jumped back into it. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
But I'm gonna,
so you putting down No Man's Sky as
I'm
well?
going to say No Man's Sky.
Hot damn.
I'm going to put in brackets. I think we do think that Fortnite will win.
Yeah, I do think Fortnite will win. Yeah.
Next category.
Best game direction awarded to a game studio for outstanding creative vision. Just to make that clear, A Way Out by Hazelight Studios and EA, Detroit Become Human, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2.
This is best game direction.
So this is tricky because I haven't played Detroit, and I've only briefly played.
There's a lot of games I haven't played on any of these lists. Yeah. I'm gonna vote God of War for everything, but I can at least hopefully give an opinion based on what I've heard, which I know isn't very informed. But I mean, we all know, for example, Red Dead Redemption, flipping biggest Rockstar game, how much money and time went into it, and
great world
design. Like I know I haven't played it, but I know that everyone applauds the world design. The game has flaws, but there's no doubt when it comes to, hey, this is a living, breathing Wild West.
Its reactive world is incredible. Frankly, I love Spider-Man, and I think it does some really good things to make you feel like him and empower you. I don't think
it's going to win this.
It's revolutionary open world design, and I don't think it won. I feel the same way for Detroit,
yeah.
In that I think, part of Detroit's appeal is its story and not particularly its mechanics in game design. A Way Out is interesting because it's got this great, from what I could glean from A Way Out was that the story was a bit ham-fisted and the voice acting was bad, but the actual cooperative nature of its gameplay was kind of clever.
Really, really good, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if it would stand with the likes of God of War and Red Dead, but I think it's worth noting that the game direction of that was actually really clever.
Yeah. It's a tough one though, because even just between so I've played God of War, love God of War. That's what a game. I mean,
is that your choice essentially?
Yeah, the thing is, I think about God of War, and even just the fact that there's the camera that doesn't break ever. Just like the thinking behind that, to have the whole game and have it throughout the whole game. And so I was listening fun facts. I was listening to the Kind of Funny podcast this morning. They're also having the same discussion about Game Awards, and I think it was Tim or Jared who said that it sort of pushed the genre in a way that because there's one camera angle, you don't ever feel like you sitting back and watching a cinematic and then picking up your controller to play. It feels like you're just always in the game.
Yeah,
it never takes you out, which is, I mean, that's never been done before. A single shot throughout the whole game.
You've never seen character motivations that are central to Kratos.
Yeah, but then Red Dead, it's Red Dead. I mean, there's this huge open world where there's just attention to detail with everything, and it's a fully realized Wild West. So yeah, it's a tough category. I think I would still choose God of War, but because I've played God of War, but a part of me thinks that maybe Red Dead will win this. I don't know. It's a tough one.
I mean, I don't like playing Red Dead that much, but I'm going with Red Dead just because of its the attention to detail in its world and just how it's designed. That is it's exemplary. It's like generation defining. So I don't like playing it, but I 100% think it's going to win this.
Cool.
Best narrative. Detroit Become Human, God of War, Life is Strange 2, Episode 1. That's strange for just...
also was a bit of a weird nomination.
Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2. To me, this is an easy one.
God of War?
Yeah. God of War through and through, 100%. Yeah. The characterization of Kratos and the acknowledgement of the series' past, along with forging its own path ahead. It's so well done.
Really good.
Incredibly well done.
And the thing is, when we've spoken about God of War, I've always said you don't have to have played any of the games to enjoy it. But if you have, there's so much more weight to Kratos because, he has a personality now. He has, he's an actual person with, he's trying to redeem himself, and it's the way they tell the story and how he's trying to be a good father because, let's face it, Zeus wasn't the best father figure, grappling with his past. Really, really great story. And the thing is, there was probably 1 weak section of the game for me narratively where, don't know if this is a spoiler, but we all know Atreus is a god because, he's a child of Kratos.
yeah.
And yeah. But when he finds out he's a god, and he sort of turns very like cocky and arrogant, so it's like, it's a bit too sudden.
Oh yeah, and it was short lived, but it was very annoying.
It was very annoying. But besides that, the story from start to finish is very compelling, and you're on this journey. You really are on this journey, and I think I'd pick that definitely.
Yeah,
best narrative.
I definitely think that's the best narrative, at least the best narrative I've played. There's so many points in that story that I can still pick at now, and I played the game in like March. I mean, so it's stuck with me.
You finish the game and you're doing post-game content. You get on a boat and Mimir's like, yeah, here's a story.
Oh, those stories are great.
They just flesh out this world, and it's not necessary, but it's there, and it really builds this world, and it's so clever how they did it, to the extent where I'm like, I don't want to get out the boat. I want to hear the rest of the story.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very clever. Fun fact: if you ever do get out the boat early, Mimir's like, oh, okay, I suppose I'll finish the story later.
Yeah, I love that feature in games nowadays where they can like break that off. But Uncharted does it as well.
But then he does. You get in the boat later, it's like, where was I? And he picks up the story. I'm like,
or like Atreus is like, hey, you were telling the story of this and that.
Yeah,
and like,
it's so clever.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna say God of War for that.
I loved Spider-Man's story. I thought it was a really good personal story, but don't think it hangs with God of War at all.
On the podcast, on the Kind of Funny podcast, I think Andy was saying the Spider-Man's this year's Horizon Zero Dawn, where really good game, but it's like just not as good as the people that are winning.
It's not as good as Breath of the Wild. Yeah. Red Dead Redemption 2, everyone loves the story, but I haven't finished it, so I can't.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an open world game, which I don't mean to count against it, but it's not a sort of very focused narrative.
I mean, so is God of War, though.
Yeah. No, it is, but you know what I mean? Red Dead, you can go skin animals for hours.
It's far more broad, I guess.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't mean that in a way to count against it, but I think I don't know. Let's just leave it at that.
Best art direction. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Octopath Traveler, Red Dead Redemption 2, Return of the Obra Dinn.
Oh, that's in there. Have you played that yet? No.
Briefly. I still need to play more, and it's really good so far.
It's so good. It's beautiful.
It is gorgeous. Yeah, it's got this whole 1-bit aesthetic, like 3D, almost like an old Macintosh game, but like in 3D. It's very cool.
That's awesome.
So let me read
Best art direction.
Art direction, because this can be misconstrued in weird ways. So, for outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. So they've combined, like a lot of places separate these two. They go best art direction and best technical art. So like best graphics and best just art direction. They've combined it. So it's a bit trickier to kind of...
Yeah.
Yeah. So like okay. So for instance, Red Dead Redemption is technically stunning. If you're looking for a recreation of the Wild West, it is beautiful, detailed, one of the best looking games ever created.
Yeah.
But it is a Wild West game, and thus its art direction, I think, is fairly predictable because it's going for realism.
Yeah. So you're going to look for trees, you're going to find trees.
Yeah, so that's why I would not choose it in this category if you're looking for an and or.
Yeah.
Who would you...
The thing is, not God of War, Octopath Traveler, I don't think it'll win this, but it definitely deserves a shout out because, shit man, that game, when I first saw it, I was like, it's unbelievable how it reminds me so much of Final Fantasy VI, that look of those old SNES games and the NES games, but it's like a modern day sprite game. Like I don't know, you have to actually see a trailer to understand what I mean, because it looks old school, but you're like, whoa, this is, I've never seen it.
Pop-up book.
Yeah, like I've never seen anything like this before.
It is very
so
unique,
I think it deserves a shout out for that, but I don't know if that's enough, if it's going to win this based on that. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I don't know. Like it looks nice, but I've never played it, so I can't really comment on it. God of War, I played on a base PS4, and I was astounded at how my little base PS4 played this game, no frame drops, like ever, and it really looks lifelike too. Well, you know what I mean. There's a weird thing; it's lifelike, but it's not really. You get those close-ups and Kratos. I'm like, holy moly, look at all
the detail,
the wrinkles on him, and all the scars and this and that. It's very lifelike, and it just.
Then also the color. I found each of the different
realms,
areas that you go to are really, really distinct, and just bursting with color. It's not just like this overburdening realism into it. So it's really good.
It's a tricky one.
So which one would you choose?
I think I would still go with God of War. Like I'd love Octopath Traveler to win based on how I just did something completely different. But I do, and I mean, also shout out to Return of the Obra Dinn. I've never played it, but it does have an interesting aesthetic. But just based on my own experience, I think God of War would win.
Yeah, if these were split out, I'd give Return to the Obra Dinn best artistic direction for sure, because it's just like you look at it and you immediately know what game it is, and like it's completely surprising and new. But I think actually the one that I think is going to win is Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Really?
Yeah.
Hot damn.
Just the breadth of that game, how good it looks, and how stunning the whole of the Greek. It is Greek, right?
the Greece. Yeah.
Just now say Rome again. I did that in a preview at E3.
But I've done this game is one of those where I have to actually stop and think, like, is it in Greece or is it in Rome? And
yeah, I said Rome in a preview video, and we only realized after it went live.
Oh,
like,
shit.
Fuck. Yeah.
But then I always think, I'm like, hang on. There's a Spear of Leonidas, 300. It's Greek.
Yeah, Greek. There's oceans. So yeah, I think Assassin's Creed's going to win.
That game has honestly surprised me. I think it surprised a lot of people.
Oh,
but hey,
this is an easy one for me.
Best score. Oh, I know which one you're going to pick. Best score.
Music. For outstanding music, inclusive of score, original song, and licensed soundtrack, we have Celeste by Lena Raine, God of War by Bear McCreary.
That's still the best name.
Yeah, Bear McCreary is really good. Marvel Spider-Man by John Paciano. Ni no Kuni 2 by Joe Hisashi? Yeah, Hisashi.
I know. Oh, wow.
Octopath Traveler,
a lot of people in this
Yasunori
category.
Nishiki. I might be butchering all of this. And Red Dead Redemption 2, Woody Jackson, Daniel Lanois.
Okay, this is a lot harder one for me to be objective because I've only played God of War. I've only heard God of War.
God of War's one is my
really
strong
good,
second.
Yeah.
100%. I listened to that soundtrack on repeat after that.
Yeah.
Game.
But I'm going to say no vote from me because, hey.
For me, it's Celeste.
Celeste.
Through and through. Celeste soundtrack by Lena Raine. Not only was Lena Raine like not known before this, like that soundtrack is fucking incredible.
I need to pick this game up.
It's unbelievably good. I listen to the soundtrack still today.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like an 8-bit chip tune, but like really good.
That's awesome. 100% get that
People
game.
play Celeste. God.
So good.
I cannot believe this game came out in January.
Came out in Jan, yeah.
It's so good. Why was that not in Best Art Direction either?
I don't know. Best Audio Design.
Best Audio Design, recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. Now, this is difficult because I'm not a connoisseur of these sort of things. So we've got Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which is apparently audio-wise very good.
Very good.
Horizon. Wow.
Frozen.
Zero Dawn. Forza Horizon 4. God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm going to go real quick and just say Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played the game, but hey, I know the amounts of detail they've gone into.
I'm just saying it because when you hunt an animal, the sound it makes when you skin them is fucking off-putting. And
it's terrible.
Cool. That's the basis of what I'm choosing mine on. It's so weird.
I agree with you, but the only reason I would say, I'm going to say Red Dead Redemption, but I just want to give a shout out to God of War for that axe.
Oh God! Yeah.
Oh man, just throwing that axe and calling it back, and just the sounds of everything in the game also really, really good.
I wonder if this would be inclusive. I don't think, but like voice acting. I think there is one later on for best performance. Next one, best performance. There we go. Brian Deckard as Connor in Detroit Become Human. Christopher Judge as Kratos in God of War.
So good.
That's a really cool name. Melissanti.
Melissanti.
As Cassandra. In Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan, Red Dead Redemption 2. Yuri Lowenthal as Peter Parker's Marvel Spider-Man.
Can we just take a moment to say RIP? Who's the other half in Assassin's Creed?
Alexios, yeah.
That poor dude, everyone just hates him.
Except Nicola.
not hates him, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, Cassandra's the one to play.
Cassandra's great, man.
But even in this, it's like, best voice performance, Cassandra, not Alexios.
Cassandra's great. She's feisty. I like it.
Man, I've heard great things for all of them. So I've not played Spider-Man, but I've heard that Yuri's Peter Parker is like stellar.
He's my choice.
Is your
100%,
choice.
Yeah.
But then, so I know I keep going back to God of War. And I just want to make it clear that out of all these games, it's probably the only game I've actually played.
How dare you?
I dare not have the time to play every single great game this year. But just the fact that they kicked out old Kratos, like, hey, we need a new dude to encompass this guy. And Christopher Judge is just so good. He's got that grizzled sound.
Boy.
Yeah, it's really good.
Christopher Judge is...
He's a solid
he'd
pick,
be my second, but Yuri Lowenthal
as Peter Parker
encapsulates Peter Parker super, super well.
Peter Parker.
So you're going with Christopher Judge?
Yeah, why not? I'll just say...
I'll come out right and say it. Like, Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Redemption 2 is good, and the performance is good, but I don't think it's, like...
worthy of...
Outstanding.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
It's going to write just Spider-Man for you, and all of my votes are like God of War. God of War.
Games for Impact, a thought-provoking game with profound social... profound pro-social meaning or message. So we've got 1111 Memories Retold, which is that World War I game that just came out.
Sure.
Apparently very good.
It just came out, yeah. Yeah, no, I was playing it.
Yeah. Celeste.
Yeah.
Florence. Life is Strange 2.
That is a weird nominee. Life is Strange, purely because it's...
Just because it's one episode.
Yeah.
Like The Missing, J.J. Macfield, and The Island of Memories.
Okay.
Our system works, huh? Okay. Sure, this is a tough one for me.
Okay, again, I haven't played Celeste, but what always amazed me is that it's a platformer, but there's this... can I say it's a narrative? But it's busy. You can help me out. What is it actually like tackling in the game?
Oh, yeah. So it's like its narrative is told through the context of depression.
Yes. Okay.
So it's like you're climbing a mountain, but your character's also dealing with a lot of self-doubt and meeting characters who embody different traits of depression and trying to overcome that. So it's really thought-provoking and profound in that way. That it also ties into this, climbing the mountain is a sort of like external projection of climbing the mountain that is your eternal turmoil. I don't know. Celeste is my pick.
I mean, I've only played Florence. I know a little bit about Celeste. Don't know anything
Florence
about the other stuff.
Good, though.
Florence is great, but I don't know. It's more talking about the hardship of like a relationship not working,
which I think is pro-social, because I think what's really good about Florence is that it's very real. Like I think the like how relationships are portrayed in like film and lots of media is always this fairly unrealistic vision of it, and Florence to me feels far more real than anything else. So I think it's pro-social in that way.
That's like that movie 500 Days of Summer.
Yeah.
Where it's like these two have to be together, you know, and then it's because Hollywood always says like, don't worry, it always works out no matter what. And at the end it's like, no, they just go on and live their separate lives, and that's okay.
And that's not to say like it has to be sad to be pro-social,
no. But that's what Florence does as well. It's a 45-minute long game, and in those first 20 minutes or 30 minutes, you're like, oh, look at this relation. Oh, wow. And then, spoiler, doesn't work out. And then it's just like, hey, well, look, you can carry on with life, and it's really good.
And the way
very relatable.
It like marries its mechanics to its,
what it's doing.
To like the individual elements of like an argument or a fight or a conversation or a first date.
It's very clever. Yeah, but I agree with you. I'll go with Celeste purely because I don't know the other games, but I know it's just blows my mind that we have a platformer, which sounds, I know I'm saying it as a negative, like it's a platformer, but it's telling this huge story about overcoming depression, which is just really, really cool.
It's really good. And it's told really well, like thoughtfully.
Best independent game.
Best indie game. Celeste, Dead Cells, Into the Breach, Return of the Obra Dinn,
The Messenger. Oh. Again, all games I haven't played except for Dead Cells, but I know about all of them.
Yeah, this is hard.
That's
The
a
only
difficult
I haven't
one.
played yet is
Holy
The Messenger, but from what I've gathered, it's also
really
the weakest
good.
of this entire... Like, it's good, but it doesn't...
Yeah.
So, Celeste is really fucking good. Like we've said, Dead Cells. We both love
Holy
Dead Cells.
shit.
I think you love Dead Cells.
Dead Cells
more
is
than me.
so good.
Yeah, you finished it on normal and hard.
And
or-
hard. I played it for 30 plus hours.
Damn, son. Is this like the final boss? This picture here?
Don't know.
I've never seen this
I've
dude.
also never seen that dude.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
spoilers.
Into the Breach.
You've reviewed it twice this year.
I rebought it on Switch.
Yeah.
It's like Pacific Rim meets XCOM on a very tiny chessboard.
Which
That's
is,
the
I mean,
elevator
if that
pitch.
doesn't sell the game to you, then nothing will.
Yeah, it's really, really thoughtful strategy. Like, I feel like this year, all the big indie names came out firing on all cylinders. Like, you've got the developers of FTL making Into the Breach. You've got Lucas Pope making Return of the Obra Dinn. You've got Matt... Ooh. Is it Matt Thorne? No. Hold on. Matt
Thorne.
Games. I'm thinking of the guy...
Matt makes games. That's my studio name, man.
Matt Dawson. Yeah, Matt Dawson.
What else has he made?
Yeah, Matt Dawson. He's made... Let me check.
Matt Thorsten. Look at that guy. He's like, look at me. I'm.
Towerfall.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay,
you've got Matt
okay.
Dawson coming out and making a exceptional platformer. You've got Motion Twins making this debut with Dead Cells.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Hey, based on what I've played, I'm just going to say Dead Cells.
Dead Cells is...
It's
Dead
so
Cells, I think,
good.
could win.
You think
Honestly,
it would win, really?
Yeah.
Even with the likes of Celeste and the other
I think,
contenders.
I mean, my vote is going for Celeste because I'm
Celeste,
basically
yeah.
voting on these on not really what I'm going to win, but what I want to win.
What you want. Yeah, but that's the
Yeah.
same with me. Well, for the most part,
I think
it's been-
Dead Cells is going to win, though. It's either going to be a toss-up between... Oh, I don't know. It could be Celeste. It could be a Return to Obra Dinn. Fuck, this is hard.
Return to
I'm going to go
Obra
with
Dinn.
Celeste.
Celeste. I'm right here, Celeste for you.
And you've got Dead Cells.
I've got Dead Cells.
We've got a lot of the same picks, so...
Yeah.
We come down to these clutch.
Best mobile game. Oh, don't it count as a mobile game? I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
It's on PS4 and on mobile. For the best game playable on a dedicated mobile device. Donut County.
Fortnite. Am I right?
Yeah, Fortnite. Well,
Oh, it's in
Fortnite,
there.
yeah. Florence, Fortnite,
PUBG
PUBG Mobile,
Mobile.
Reigns, Game of Thrones.
I still want to play Rain.
Easy choice for me.
Oh, yeah, Florence. No, I agree. Look, I think it's incredible that PUBG and Fortnite work on a mobile device, and you can...
PUBG's garbage on mobile, though.
But it runs.
I mean,
it
Fortnite's
doesn't.
good.
It doesn't run on a PC, but it'll
You're playing
run on
mostly
your
with,
phone.
Like, fucking bots. And, nah, fuck. Like,
But it'll run on a phone, which
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. Okay.
Florence uses...
Florence, yeah.
Florence is the only game out of this list that I could not see working as well or be as impactful
On anything else.
Yeah. Like Donut County can work on a console, and I think it's kind of suited for phone. Maybe I don't know. Reigns definitely is best on phone. Like you
Phone,
can play it on PC, but the whole swipe nature. But Florence, like being a personal story in the way that it is, yeah, it's a fun game.
It's just
and its mechanics of
it's just
phone.
one of the best games I've ever played.
Yeah,
on
Florence
the phone. So
Florence is so.
the logic is flawless as sound for me.
So this
best
next
VR.
category pisses me off because
Oh my gosh,
it.
best VR /
know.
AR.
There's other ones I'd put in here as well. But anyway. I cannot believe Moss came out this year. Astrobot Rescue Mission for Best VR Game. Beat Saber. Firewall 0 Hour. Moss. Or Tetris Effect. All very, very... All of these games
Sure.
came out on PSVR this year. And all 5 of them are must-haves. That just shows
Wow.
you how much PSVR has come.
Has come, yeah. How far it's come. That's a tough one. Well, I don't have a horse in this race. I'm not going to vote because I don't know like enough on all of them.
I think based on...
You've
what
actually
I've
played
heard-
like most of them, so
I think based on what I've heard, I think Astrobot's going to win. But if I had to pick the one that I wanted to win, For VR, it would be Beat Saber.
Okay.
Just because it's like...
I'll pick based on who I think is going to win. I think maybe Tetris Effect will win.
Really?
I don't know. It's not a VR exclusive. Skything.
I mean,
again?
it's good on VR.
It's
We've got
Mars,
Tetris Effect, Moss, Firewall Zero
I've
Hour.
also heard Firewall was really great.
Yeah, it's like a Rainbow
An
Six
actual
in
Rainbow
VR.
Six that works.
Beat Saber, Astrobot Rescue
Astrobot.
Mission. I think Astrobot's going to win, but I'm going to put my vote down to Beat Saber as a...
Beat Saber. Okay, I'm not going to vote. I don't really.
you lose a point.
No. Astro.
Best action game. Hold on, let me just take a look at the time before... Oh my god.
Yeah.
55 minutes.
We're busy, fam.
And we're already like halfway through.
Okay. We're only halfway through.
Yeah, let's start. Let's start picking up this pace. Best action game. Call of Duty, Black Ops 4, Dead Cells, Destiny 2 Forsaken, Far Cry 5, Mega Man 11.
Look, I love Dead Cells, but I think Call of Duty has done enough that it's tempted me so many times to buy it. I mean, it was 630 Rand on the Black Friday sale, and I was like, it's very, very tempting.
I'm going to go
Destiny,
completely left field and say Destiny.
Destiny.
Forsaken's so good.
Goddamn, Destiny.
Forsaken is so good.
I'm going to say Call of Duty.
Yeah, I think Call of Duty will maybe. Watch Dead Cells just come out of nowhere.
Look, it wouldn't surprise me because Dead Cells is great.
Best action adventure game. So basically, best action game without guns. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Red Dead I lied. Red Dead Redemption 2, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I don't know why Shadow of the Tomb Raider
why is that in there?
I think it's a bad game. Oh, not bad, just
Not bad.
very
just
average.
Yeah.
God of
Best
War.
action adventure. Yeah.
God of War.
Yeah, it's definitely God of War. God of Boy.
Again, Spider-Man, close second, just not...
Poor Horizon Zero Dawn of this year.
Yeah. Best role-playing game. Now, this is strange because I don't consider at least one of these a role-playing game, but we'll get there. Dragon Quest 11, Monster Hunter World, not a role-playing game. Never mind.
It's not.
I don't think so. Like, if Monster Hunter World is a role-playing game, Destiny 2 should be in this category.
Okay.
Because Monster Hunter World and Destiny 2 follow the same framework. One just uses melee
Guns.
weapons. So why is Monster Hunter a role... I don't know. Whatever.
Dragon Quest.
Ni no Kuni, Revenant Kingdom, Octopath Traveler, Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Octopath Traveler purely because I have no reason. It's the only game I'm interested in this whole category.
I think Monster Hunter World's going to win, and that bugs me because I don't think it's an RPG.
What do you want to win though?
Ni no Kuni 2. Just because I really love that art style. It's really cool. And I kind of still want to play it.
We give you informed opinions here, you know?
Yeah. I kind of still really want to play it. I know Dragon Quest got really good reviews, but I've also heard the soundtrack's fucking garbage.
Listen, if I had to choose best RPG this year from my eyes, it's The Witcher 3. Because I only played it this year. Best fighting game.
Best fighting game. Oh, we are
my.
qualified for this. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Soul Calibur 6, Street Fighter 5. What?
Arcade Collection, man.
Oh my god. Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
As the only game I've played,
Fighters.
I'm gonna vote Soul Calibur. I played more at work yesterday. It's a lot of fun.
Apparently a good choice though. Yeah.
So it's so much fun.
I mean, I played a bit of Soul Calibur and a bit of Dragon Ball, and I really love Dragon Ball. I do want to play Cross Tag Battle because I've heard it's a really accessible fighter. So
I think Dragon Ball will win, but I want Soul Calibur to win.
So you're going Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur.
What about Street Fighter?
No, Street Fighter's like old. It's been out for so long now. Who's your vote on that?
It's going to be
Dragon Ball. Okay.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball.
Best family game: Mario Tennis Aces,
No.
Nintendo Labo, Overcooked 2, Starlink Battle for Atlas, Mario Party. Fuck Mario Party. Mario Party is great, but it destroys families. It does not bring
So
them
does
together.
Overcooked.
Mario Party is worse because it's random.
Oh no. I think, like, I haven't played Overcooked 2, but I've played Overcooked 1, and I can see why it's in that category. Mario Tennis Aces is fun, but
I think it's limited.
yeah, it's limited.
Yeah.
It's a single player left a very bad taste in my mouth.
I've never been so excited for a game to be so like deflated after playing it. Like,
Yeah,
just
but
be like, oh.
I'm going to say Nintendo Lab because I imagine how that's been picked up by families. So I'm a parent. I have kids. I buy Nintendo Lab. I go home. I build this with my kids. We play games together. It's merging digital with physical, and I think that's very cool because
It's a cool learning tool.
There's this concern that children aren't going outside anymore and whatever, and that just sort of bridges the gap, I guess.
I'm gonna say Overcooked 2.
Overcooked
Just 'cause I
2.
fucking love Overcooked 2.
I love Overcooked 2 as well.
And
I mean
it's,
Overcooked.
It's a good refinement of a great formula.
Overcooked.
Yeah.
Another split vote right there. Oh,
Best strategy
best
game.
strategy.
Also another one that I don't really have much
Right
experience in. Banner Saga 3, Battletech, who I know
Frostpunk.
our good mutual friend Gareth
Fouché.
Is it Fouché?
Fouché. I
No,
don't know.
I don't think it's him.
I don't
Gaza.
know. Oh, yeah.
It's not Gareth Fouché.
No.
That's different.
Gaza. No. You said Gareth first. I was like, huh?
No. Who I used to work with, he loves Battletech, and I got to watch him play.
Is he making a mech game?
Yes,
Okay, because that makes sense.
for years now.
Yeah. So, of course, he loves Battletech. It's a mech game.
Oh wait, I do have a horse in the
Yeah, I was just going to say. You've got
Frostpunk?
2 horses in
Two
this
horses.
game.
Into the Breach, Valkyria Chronicles 4, which I really want to play
Oh, boy.
because I like Valkyria Chronicles.
I'm going to say Frostpunk. Because I watch Lenska play it.
Because Frostpunk is the most surprising strategy game I never thought I'd enjoy that I loved this year.
I'm like,
There's an endless mode now.
oh, no.
So excited.
Oh, boy.
So excited to
So
steer
people-
my people through hardship.
For longer.
Yeah, for longer in the terrible snow.
Oh, no, that game is hectic.
That game is really hectic, makes you make tough ass decisions. Again, another indie studio just bringing their A game,
This was a good year
this
for
War of
games.
Mine developers, 11-bit studios just
Knocked it
smashing
out of the park.
Yeah.
Best?
Best sports racing game. FIFA 19.
No.
Forza Horizon 4.
Although, I'll say FIFA 19 is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is.
Words I never thought I'd hear myself say.
It's soccer. Mario Tennis Aces. NBA 2K19. Pro Evolution Soccer. So can I tell you, I'm very irritated that Mario Tennis Aces is on this list and Formula 1 isn't. Like, the new Formula 1 game
shit. Why is Formula 1
if
not on
this
there?
is going to be racing and sports, Formula 1 should be.
It's like, here's one racing game and 3 sports games and 1 arcade
Yeah.
sports game.
Formula 1 should be in here, and it would be a strong contender to win, I think.
Yeah.
Barring that, Forza Horizon 4.
Yeah, I'm just going to say
No
Forza
doubt
Horizon.
about it.
Forza
Horizon 4 should be in the Game of the Year category, and it's not, and it's a travesty. Best multiplayer
Best
game.
multiplayer.
Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Destiny 2 Forsaken, Fortnite, Monster Hunter World, Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, I'm going to just say Fortnite.
I'm going to say Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
I think it's
I think it would win,
the
but
surprising one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Fortnite purely because it's Fortnite, man. I've played that game so much this year with different people. It's on every damn platform. It's so easy to cross-play.
Monster Hunter World for a few months was the shit.
The shit, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to skip Best
Best?
Shooting Game, not because I think the games are bad, just because I have no idea.
nothing.
I will mention them, though, because I think a lot of them look good. Like, Combat 2018 looks pretty cool. Dash Quasar.
Quasar.
Jira is incredible.
Is that Jira or is it Jura, like Afrikaans?
J-E-R-A. Jira. From DigiPen in Spain. Liv
What the heck?
and
Re.
Charge. So Recharge?
Recharge,
From
I guess.
MIT.
Best debut indie
Best
game.
debut. Recognizing a new independent studio that released... I'm pretty sure Mountains has released something before.
They have, but I don't know what it was. If not, we all know what's gonna Mountains, maybe not. Actually, I don't know if they have.
No, I think they have.
So, just for context, we're looking up the people who made Florence for mobile.
I swear
You
they
think they made
made a
something before?
game.
Actually, they would have disqualified them from this category.
Yeah, I don't know. I swear they made a game before Florence. I guess I'm wrong because I trust.
Yeah, old Jeff Keighley.
Yeah, I trust old Jeff Keighley.
Keighley.
Yeah. Okay. So
Who are the
I think I follow
nominees?
one of them on Twitter. Wow. So the nominees are Donut County from Ben Esposito.
Despacito.
Despacito.
No, don't do it.
Florence from Mountains.
Yes.
Moss from Polyarc Games. The Messenger from Sabotage Studio. Yoku's Island Express, Villa Gorilla.
Dead Cells isn't on here, so maybe they have made another game before.
Motion Twin. Yeah, maybe they have,
Yeah.
actually. It's a good point, because that would otherwise be on here.
Yeah. It's Florence, man.
Yeah, it's Florence.
It's Florence.
I love you, Moss, but it's
I love you, but no.
it's 100% Florence.
Best esports.
Best esports game. CSGO, Dota 2, Fortnite, League of Legends, Overwatch. Now, I don't think Fortnite should be on here because I've not seen a proper Fortnite
I've never watched
exhibition.
it. Yeah.
So,
Although they do stuff out there, but I've never actually watched stuff.
gonna go ahead and just say Dota 2, just because
The
I watched the
international,
international
yeah.
and that shit was fucking good this year.
I don't know, man. League of Legends. Look, a lot of them actually deserve shout outs because Overwatch, Blizzard do a lot of good stuff with Overwatch. CSGO is like this game that's been around forever, but now over the past year or two, it's picked up a lot in popularity and people are
really?
watching the competitive scene. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know. I think, okay, you saying, who did you say again? Dota 2.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
going to
saying
say, I think I'm going to say League of Legends.
okay.
I'm going to just say League of Legends. Why
Do
not?
you want to do best esports player?
No.
No.
Although Ninetales is on there, isn't he? From Cloud9. I think he's on there.
Cloud9.
Where is he?
I
Where
don't
is he?
see Ninetales.
Oh, is he not Ninetales? Oh, or am I
You're
thinking
talking
of...
about Sonic Fox? No, he's the
No,
fighter
go
dude.
down.
He's fucking good. He should win.
I'm thinking of another... Oh, you know where I saw it? Sorry. On the Forbes 30 under 30.
Oh yeah,
He was on there.
I'm gonna skip best esports team
Yep.
as well, and best esports coach
Yep.
because you are no best esports event.
Okay, that we can... I mean, the international, sure. it's on
E-League
there.
Major Boston, Evo 2018, League of Legends World Champs, Overwatch League Grand Finals, the international.
International, yeah.
The international 2018 was the biggest underdog story I've ever seen in my life. It's
It was interesting.
unbelievably good.
Yeah.
With drama. Real drama.
Actual drama.
I'm going to skip esports host because I don't know half of them.
Best esports moments. Oh,
I guess we can go through this one. Cloud9's comeback win in triple overtime versus FaZe. I'm assuming that's Counter-Strike.
E-League. Oh, maybe. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, let's skip this category.
Yeah, no.
Yep.
There is one though. OG's massive upset of LGD. Yeah, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Also, Sonic Fox's side switch in DBZ. I remember this being reported and it was such a big thing.
Oh, yeah?
Like, he was down in the final and as per the rules, which he's allowed to do, he asked to switch sides.
Okay.
And it caused major controversy because he ended up winning.
Wow.
Yeah, don't know.
Why is
Sonic Fox is fucking incredible. Fighting game prodigy.
Content creator, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to skip
Nah,
this one.
skip Ninja. Although, shout out to Ninja who, like, skyrocketed this year.
Yeah, that's a cool name.
Fortlife.
Pokimane.
Pokimane.
Okay, so we've just left with Game of the Year.
Oh, we made it through all of them. Game of the year. The big one. The one you've all been waiting
Assassin's
for.
Creed Odyssey, Celeste, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Monster Hunter, Red Dead Redemption 2.
I know who I want to win. Just
I know who I want to win.
I'd love Celeste to win. Just
Yeah.
purely from a recognition point of view, like, hey, look at this indie game that can stand head and shoulders with all these other AAA titles. But I don't know if it will win.
I feel like Celeste, even if Celeste came out last year, Celeste would be on this list, but it wouldn't win. And I feel the same this year. Even though I think every game on this category list, everyone should at least play.
Yeah.
And Celeste especially so, because it's a hard as hell platformer with a great message. So.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I know for a fact Jeff has got that really high on his Game of the Year list. Like, he adores that game.
Yeah, a lot of people. It's surprising.
I wouldn't be surprised to see it, like, be a surprise
No surprise when
winner.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
The Horizon Zero Dawn of this generation.
Yeah, I don't think it's enough. And it's in my top. If I had a top 5 for the year, it's in there, but it's not.
But it's
number
not the
one.
top one.
It's not even top 3. I don't think.
Look, it's hard to be game of the year when you're in a year full of so many really good games.
Yeah. I think it's going to come down to Red Dead and God of War.
Yeah. Look, I think...
And that makes my decision easy because Red Dead's not on my top 5.
No,
I don't think Red Dead is game of the year material.
I would 100% want God of War to win. And the thing that... Here's what annoys me. Okay? Here's a hot take. I've never played Red Dead. Okay, so... You can take my opinion with a grain of salt. It probably counts for nothing. How dare I have an opinion? But I've said it once, I've said it a million times. Rockstar gets this, I don't know, this free pass where the games are good. Don't get me wrong. They're really, really, really good. But there are flaws. But yet they still rake up 10s across the board. And I'm just like, wow.
I agree,
It doesn't make sense. And
I mean, the same exists for Zelda. But yeah, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. And the thing is, I'm like, God of War just reinvented that whole franchise. It's just so good. It's like flawless from beginning to end. It's just so good.
With a story that's far more impactful than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
And great mechanics.
And then Red Dead, I'm like, yeah, people love the world, they love the setting, but then they're like, mechanically, it's hard to control.
Yeah.
But then people say, no, that's intentional. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't want my game to be hard to control.
All I know is that for most of the other games on this list, when I was playing God of War, I came home every day wanting to continue playing it. Same for Spider-Man. When I got Celeste, I played it fairly addictively. I never got that feeling with Red Dead at all. I played it once and I was like, oh, I do not like this. And then I played it a bit more and I was like, okay, I'm kind of getting it, but I'm still not really into it, so... Yeah. I just don't think it's that fun to play, irrespective of its achievements. I can 100% see it winning this category.
No, also that's the thing. I can see it winning, but I'm like, no,
yeah,
it shouldn't win.
God of War should
I don't think it should win. I haven't played, but I really don't think it should win.
God of War was the big surprise for me this year, and just super good. So yeah. Send us your thoughts.
Yeah, what do you think?
Chat, DM us.
Yeah, drop
what
us
do you
your
think
thoughts.
will be best game of the year? Who do you think is best esports host?
It's a pity there are 6. there are six games. I'd put out a poll for this.
We'll revisit it.
Okay, yeah. We'll see.
I hope the show is not like last year where half the awards were done like off camera.
Really?
Yeah, like only a handful of them were given on stage and a bunch of them were just like handed out before the show even started. It was fucking weird.
Yeah.
So see.
Well, we've run along with time here.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to skip releases.
Yeah, game releases. I don't even know if we can get to gaming news. Like maybe pick one or two.
Very brief gaming news.
Pick like one or two.
Good thing there's not much coming out this week though.
Yeah.
So.
Gaming releases, there's nothing coming out except for isn't like Just Cause coming out? No,
that's December.
That's December. Listen, the only game you need to worry about is Super Smash, and that's coming in December.
Fuck so, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's all you need
what
to worry
date is Super Smash?
I think it's the 5th or the 6th. It's like the same time as the Game Awards.
Before I go to Cape Town. Sweet.
This is important.
This is very important. Okay, quick gaming news. I'm going to look at important stuff.
Just skip. While our timestamp
here's other news. Bill Mayer is a fucking asshole because he used Stan Lee's death to kind of say comics were shit, so fuck that dude.
Nice.
Wait,
I need to...
Oh yeah, this is pretty funny. Twitter accidentally banned a user for celebrating his Sean Bean kill in Hitman 2. Or not celebrating, he was basically like, I can't wait to go kill Sean Bean tonight, and Twitter banned him.
That is so funny.
Which is fucking hilarious. Like, he got unbanned, but God, I laughed at that.
Can you imagine being the mod who's like, oh, here's a guy confessing to wanting to kill Sean.
Murder of Sean Bean. We know he does all the time, but still.
Sean Bean's died enough. I'm banning you.
Fuck, that's so funny. That happened. Let's get to the news. Come on. There was some interesting stuff this year.
This year, we've had a big year. Sure. We know we've had a big year.
Call of Duty 4 is the best-selling game of the year so far. Totally unsurprising.
Shit. And I think on that same note, isn't Pokemon Go the fastest-selling Switch game?
Yes. So maybe. I don't know.
I'm sure.
It's got really good.
Yeah. Which?
You mean Pokemon Let's Go?
Sorry, Pokemon Let's Go.
Pokemon Go's next community day is all about catching up in the year. So every month there's like a community day in Pokemon Go where they increased the spawn rate of one Pokemon, so your chances of grabbing a shiny is increased. And for the next one happening next weekend, it's not only over 1 day, it's over 2 days, and all the Pokemon from previous community days are going to be available.
Oh, they're going to be around.
So it lets you catch up, which is awesome. I'm very excited.
That's cool.
No Man's Sky got a new update called Visions. It increases like biomes and adds new flora and fauna to the game and just makes it stranger. It looks actually kind of really good. I keep hitting my mic today. I'm sorry.
I know. Why are you punching it? Sorry. Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee break Switch shells records.
Oh, is it?
3 million in 1 week.
Hot damn.
Okay, and
what is the breakdown between Eevee and Pikachu?
I don't think it has that.
Damn,
but it says they've sold 3 million copies in just 1 week and have become the fastest selling Nintendo Switch title since the system's launch in March of 2017.
Hot damn.
Which, when you think about it, Breath of the Wild sold really well.
Yeah.
To the point where it had more than 100% attach rate.
Yeah, it had more sales than actual
which is
consoles.
like ridiculous to think about it. Okay, no, but now this isn't to say that Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee will have more than 100% attach rate. Although I do think there are people who buy both versions.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that's happening.
But to be the fastest selling game on Switch, it's mind blowing. Really. Well, although I mean, there's more Switches in the wild.
Pokemon, man. People are like, oh, Switch has got these unrealistic sales targets for the end of the year, but like Pokemon
always sells.
And Smash is the most pre-ordered Switch game in history.
Yeah.
So like.
And yeah, so in the article it says there are 22 million Switches in the wild.
Damn, son.
So that makes sense. I mean,
it's catching up on Xbox. Fucking crazy. Oh yeah, there was a really, really big and really good report by Kotaku's Jason Schreier on Diablo 4. You should go give it a read. It's phenomenal.
Good. Yeah, really good piece.
But basically what you need to know is that Diablo 4 is in development under a codename. It was rebooted, inverted air quotes, in 2016. Before then, they were trying to make a sort of like a Dark Souls Diablo by the sounds of it, which, I don't know, I kind of want to see.
I thought it would be interesting because I don't think it would be... when you say Dark Souls, you immediately think like, oh no, it's going to be like a difficult...
Oh no, I mean like Dark Souls like over the shoulder.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So, but when they say Dark Souls over the shoulder, a lot of people go, no man, you can't do that, you know? But I'm thinking...
it could be interesting.
Think of all the fast-paced action in Diablo, but from a third-person point of view. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Pretty cool. So now apparently it's gone back to a more traditional vibe, but one that's going to... try and retain the dark atmosphere of Diablo 2, because some people thought Diablo 3 was too colorful. I thought it was great. I thought it looked really good.
Fans can be so ridiculous.
Yeah, I give up.
Wait, sorry, read the title of that article, the one above that.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Above it.
More children are gambling, and loot boxes could be one of the causes.
There was a BBC report that more children are gambling. It's increased by like, I think, 400% or something like that.
Shit.
And a lot of people are blaming loot boxes. And I can't blame them for making that correlation, but I would like to see a bit more than, we think it's loot boxes. But yeah, I'm not, I wouldn't be surprised.
The only reason I laughed is because I saw more children are gambling, and I just had a vision of like all these kids flocking to casinos, like playing the slot machines.
Smoking at the slot machines,
whoa,
drinking their lime and
what is this
water.
world coming to?
Civilization 6 is getting a really cool expansion called Gathering Storm, which adds climate change as a factor to fight against. If you think climate change doesn't exist, it's in fucking video games now.
No,
what you're gonna do?
Now it's real.
Now it's real.
Only now.
the developers, Sid Meier's, 2K and whatever, they basically said that they root their games in scientific fact. So boom.
Boom. Science. Take that.
Fallout 76 is bad. If you didn't know already.
What did you give the game out of 10?
4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
Bad game. Bad game.
Artifact is out, kind of?
Sort of, yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to play it, but I keep reading things about its economy and it sounds fucking garbage.
No, why would it do that? Monster Hunter movie?
Check out that image.
Oh, wow.
With Mila Djokovic. You know it's going to be good.
Oh, wow. Rainbow news, Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead final season is back in dev with some former Telltale people at Skybound making the last 2 episodes. Hope they keep their jobs after that too.
Yep. best.
The best-selling exclusive games since software tracking. So the MPD tracks, software sales.
Mm-hmm.
And so they released a report on basically all the exclusives for consoles over the years. And the top 10 page is all Nintendo games. Every single one of them. And it doesn't include pack-ins or software ones. So
Switch is doing so good.
Yeah.
News, Obsidian? No. Fallout? News? No.
Fallout had a massive 47 gig patch. Fuck that game. Again.
Casual 46 gig patch. Welcome to 2018 gaming.
Basically read.
Dude, it's the same with... didn't Black Ops also have like a day one... No.
Not that large, though.
Oh, Battlefield 5 review. I didn't see that. Hitman 2 review.
Yeah, Battlefield 5's been getting pretty good reviews.
Loot boxes. Fix PUBG.
Oh, yeah, that campaign called Fix PUBG, where PUBG Corp was basically going, hey, we realized the game's all fucked up. We need to fix it. They apparently finished it, and fans are just like, hey,
no,
it's not done, yo.
No.
Like,
let me tell you a quick anecdote, okay? So I haven't played PUBG since Feb. Okay, even back then, the game wasn't great. It still worked. I played a shit ton of hours, nearly 100 hours of PUBG.
Hot damn.
Okay, so I've put a fair amount of time into the game. Haven't played it for months. A couple of weeks ago, I thought, hey, I've been playing Fortnite. Let me go back to PUBG a bit, try it out. The game is worse than it was in February because, on my system
in
anyway.
terms of what, like performance?
Yeah, performance. Because what happens is when I load into the game, the 4 or 5 games I played, I wasn't in the game until the plane had flown over, so I just parachuted at the end of its destination every time. So I was like, well, my system's just stuffed. It's like, don't load in to land anywhere. I'm always going to land in at the end of this trip.
That's cuck.
So the game's not fixed. No, definitely not. It's just sad.
Hey,
but hey, I'm upgrading, and then it'll still be broken.
Last big rumor essentially is that Microsoft is working on a digital-only console. Apparently.
I think we knew that. Again.
Xbox
One console.
Yeah, a discless.
Yeah, we did actually
Xbox
touch on that
One
last
console.
week.
I think, this is them testing the waters for streaming services. Like seeing, I think this is a cool idea. Like if I just think of my Switch, all my Switch stuff is digital. So if they can reduce the costs of an Xbox One by taking out the optical drive, then cool. It would have to be a good price though.
Yeah, but it's also going to make it smaller. Maybe better, like a nice, sleeker device.
The rumor says it's going to be $200. I think that's a bit high. Because like you can get a normal Xbox One S for around that price anyway now. Yeah. So why burden yourself with never being able to use a disc when you can get one with a disc in case for the same price? So
it's actually, thinking about it now, how crazy is it that you can buy an Xbox or PS4 for like $3-4 grand?
This is when people who've waited reap the biggest benefits. Yeah. Because they buy an S or a PlayStation 4 and they just have this library.
It's so cheap now. And it's funny because, I mean, consoles go up in price, don't get me wrong, but gaming is this weird space where we don't seem to follow the norm of, like, PS5's not going to suddenly be 10,000 Rand, and then PS6 is 15,000 Rand. It always sort of starts at a peak and then it always comes down to which I suppose is normal for tech, but it still blows my mind that, console gaming is very affordable.
I'm super curious to see local pricing on new consoles just because our exchange rate is so garbage.
So bad now. PS5, 10,000 Rand. No.
Because like what? The Xbox One X is $500. And that thing is 8,000.
How much is it? Yeah, 8,000.
You can bet new consoles going to cost that much. Like,
oh, wait, and the last big gaming news this week, not gaming news, sorry, the best news this week, Lion King trailer's out.
Oh my God, what a trailer.
So good. Go watch it.
James Earl Jones is back as Mufasa. It's so good.
Look, I love the new cast that they have, but a part of me is like, all the voice actors are alive, I think.
Yo, Jeremy Irons for Scar could have come back.
Yeah, they all could have come back. I'm like, yeah, but I'm keen to see all this whole new lineup.
Donald Glover as Simba.
Donald Glover, what a guy, man.
Beyonce as Nala.
Seth Rogen as Pumbaa.
John Oliver as Zazu.
That's going to be so good, man.
So good.
Yeah, the teaser trailer's out. If you haven't watched The Jungle Book.
And it's out in July, I think.
July. So the dude who directed The Jungle Book is making this. And let me tell you, when I watched The Jungle Book, I was like, yeah, live action Jungle Book's not going to work. I was wrong. It was really good.
And like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the Jungle
Jungle
Book.
Book,
as a story,
no.
Yeah,
I
but
love
watched
that
the live
movie.
action. Oh,
Now, take my favorite Disney movie, Lion King, and let that dude make it. We've got a recipe for...
John Favreau has done a lot. I mean, he directed some of the Iron Men.
Yeah.
He acted in them. He's
So
the bodyguard.
He was in Friends. You know that?
Was he in Friends?
Yeah, he had a few episodes as Monica's boyfriend.
Really?
In like the earlier seasons. Yeah, long ago. And now it's so funny because then when he popped up in Iron Man, I was like, hey, that's the dude from Friends. And then it's like, wow,
it's Jon Favreau.
who directed this Jungle Book? What? It's that guy?
There's
Man
a
of many
movie
talents.
of his that you should watch. Not an old one. I think it came out like 3 years ago, called Chef.
Yeah. Oh.
Directed by Jon Favreau, and he's the main actor as well. It's
that's cool.
Super good. Super
Yeah,
good.
he's a great director.
Yeah, Chef is a great comedy. You should watch it. Jon Favreau.
Goddamn. Gaming questions, you say?
Gaming questions.
Gaming questions while
have a chorus.
while they sing the song. This is our new
Song of their people.
this is a new jingle to our question section.
Just dogs howling.
Listen, I don't know. Can you guys hear that?
I'm pretty sure
pretty
they can. In
sure- I'm
past
pretty sure
episodes, I'm like, yep, that's where that happened.
My sister once, she's like, listen, I love listening to you guys, but the dogs in the background, it's a bit hectic sometimes. Like, well, listen, it's an army of them. We actually
Like
can't
13 of
control them.
Yeah, they will eat us.
They'll actually eat us. Okay, gaming questions. Yeah,
I feel like, in Kind of Funny, they sometimes have ambulances that drive past. This is our version.
this is our version.
Yeah.
It's like the dogs are not on your side; they're on our side.
Yeah.
Okay. First question comes from, I think it was from Craig. He said, Guild_game says, what did you get on Black Friday? Did you see anything worthwhile? So you told me you bought a little
I bought a
little
monitor.
something.
So let me take you through a very short story.
On a journey.
I bought a monitor like a week ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck yeah, there's a G-Sync one. It's pretty affordable. Like G-Sync, I'm always like, I really want to get a G-Sync monitor. And I know the differences between like TN and VA and IPS panels and whatever. And I looked up reviews for this monitor, and everyone's like going, hey, for a TN screen, this is pretty good. It's good contrast, this and that. What I didn't read was that there were 2 versions of this monitor.
I know.
And they were talking about the first revision, and the
Yeah.
second revision was drastically worse. So I got the second revision. Didn't realize.
Oh, no.
And that TN panel was bad. It was
So
It just
bad.
everything looked washed out. It looked terrible.
So bad
And then
that
I made matters worse for myself because I set up my current monitor, which is an IPS one, next to it. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so bad. This is terrible. So I returned it. And now I got a new monitor.
That's nice.
I bought a Samsung gaming one, which it uses the same panel as my TV. So I know that shit's good.
It's going to be...
It's curved as well. There's no straight version, which
curved?
bugs me. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's great though.
What'd you
Saved some
buy?
cash.
I heard you
I
bought
bought my
just one
PC.
thing. Yeah.
Just one thing, my PC. Oh, my.
Busy messaging you for like 2 hours going,
see.
the price is this year. The price is this year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. That is me messaging you. I'm like, listen, I need your help.
And us both waiting for EveTech specials to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Good
but
times.
I found some good stuff. I mean, the way I spreadsheet the shit out of this. I knew what X component would cost from Y supplier and this and that, and I knew exactly what I wanted. Black Friday came. The one thing I didn't count on is that, so like EveTech, for example, and Wootware, they don't mark down. They don't say like, hey, it's 10% or 20% of all motherboards. It's literally like, here are 100 items that we've discounted.
Yeah.
Which throws a span in the works because I'm like, I specifically want this motherboard, but it's not on sale.
But now you've got to look at this motherboard.
Yeah, but then it's like, but they only have one other motherboard or 2 other motherboards, and one of them's for AMD, and the other one's way too expensive. So, long story short, what I would have spent on everything that I bought, I went big, man. Was 20,500 rand, 20.5k.
Oh, PC stuff's expensive now.
It
I
is
didn't realize how
so
expensive
expensive.
CPUs
Holy moly.
have become like crazy.
Yeah, so 20,500 rand is what I would have spent, but I spent 16.
And that's without a GPU.
So I saved 4.5 grand. No, but see, that also includes like, in that is a memory card for my Switch, a couple of $100, and an Elgato.
Game
box.
capture. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that locally costs about 3,200 rand. Got it from
It's like 1.8.
got it from Amazon UK for 1,800
And
rand.
that thing, I love mine. Like use it for streaming, use it for game capture. It's perfect.
Yeah, so I'm quite chuffed because, like, if I had to buy stuff, so the Elgato is something I would have bought at a later stage. So I was willing to cough up 16 grand for my PC. That is like my absolute limit. Won't spend more than that. So I did spend that, but I got a whole lot of extra goodies on top of that, which I'm quite pleased with.
Yeah.
So I know people that say you didn't actually save 4,500 rand, you still spent it. I'm like, no, I would have spent 20,500 rand. I actually did save 4,500 rand. So yeah, 100% worth it.
Nice.
Although South Africa doesn't do Black Friday, right? So like,
I mean, it's not even our holiday, really.
Yeah, but they jump on the bandwagon and then, people.
I mean, some places, I thought EveTech had some good specials.
No, they did have
We had some decent ones. Techlot. I mean, the first thing I noticed was how, like every other year, how masked some of these things were. Like, I say EveTech had good sales, but some of their shit, like there was a monitor on there. I'm like, that's not a sale price. I saw that price was there 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Identical, not in spec. You guys are fucking with us.
Yeah, retailers do that here. I don't know why.
Techlot did it a bunch with some of their stuff. So, I mean, like you said, you had a spreadsheet. So
Yeah,
you knew.
I was ready. I was like, you're not going to fuck me.
So, I mean, retailers will do what retailers do. Is it false advertising? I don't know. It's weird. That there was an SSD special. I'm really sad I didn't jump on there.
Yeah, and that was actually available for a long time, eh?
Yeah, it was like $850.
Yeah, because it went up at midnight. I was like, that's probably going to sell out.
Yeah,
and then
fly.
the following morning, it was still there. I was like, And then when I
so
looked
tempted.
at it again, I was like, no, sold out. I was like, good. I don't need it. So
I was so and then Amazon had really good specials on SSDs, and every time I did the calculation, it was like, that one's still cheaper. And I was like, fuck, should I do it? Should I? Did you see there was an SSD with RGB lights in it?
yeah.
What?
Oh wait, here's my favorite
give
part of
up.
my build. Okay, I don't want RGB shit.
Sure,
okay?
sure.
No, I really don't. Okay,
Sure.
But my case has. I just love my case. It's got fans that light up. Okay?
Which brand did you get again? NZXT or?
No, is it Cooler Master? Corsair?
Oh, this is cool. Well, this.
I think it's the same one. No, what do you have? Corsair. I think
Yeah,
it might be
Corsair.
Corsair. I'll look it up after.
Corsair is
but,
great. I love Corsair.
So that case has fans, but like it's like a color. They don't RGB disco light the shit out of everything.
Sure.
Okay. But then the RAM I wanted wasn't on sale. The RAM that was on sale, however, has RGB lighting. So that's got RGB lighting. And then the CPU cooler you recommended, I'm like, listen, it's still like I don't want to spend that money on that. So
There was a nice water cooler one on sale, but yeah, it was pretty expensive.
I'm like, no, I just want something that will work, for now. I'm not worried. So, but the one I ended up buying, it lights up blue.
RGB or
No, it's not RGB. Yeah, just B. So
B.
my case is going to be a disco dance party. It's great.
Hot damn.
Great times.
Hot damn. I saw one the other day when I was returning that monitor. I was literally just like, the CPU cooler was RGB. Every case fan was RGB. The RAM was RGB. The graphics card cooler was RGB. And they were all set to color wave.
No.
They were all just like... That thing was fucking vomiting rainbows at my eyes.
Yes, how I know.
They were all out of sync.
Oh, no.
So it was just like... just this like color
That's awful.
explosion happening. Like, no.
Here's how I know we've gone too far. You can buy a mouse pad that has RGB lighting.
Razer will sell you a cup holder that is RGB.
That has Why? Why is this a thing?
Or speakers with
But
RGB.
here's the thing, okay? Back in the day, it would make sense to me to some extent because people LAN and it's a bit of a show off thing like, hey, check out my case, look at my build, look at all my cool lighting. Who LANs today besides like the Rage LAN, let's say?
I mean, I hate the lighting because like sometimes I leave my PC on to download something at night. And the only thing that really lights up on my desk is my keyboard that's red. And I have to turn those lights off because I can't. Like, no, fuck off. I don't want case. No. I like that I have like a little piece of text in my thing that lights up red and like that's it.
It's your graphics card.
Yeah,
Oh,
graphics.
is it lights up red now?
I can change it to whatever.
Can you do that on all of them? The one I have.
No, I give you the
green.
NVIDIA one. You can't do that. That shit's just green. That shit's just green.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have a blue CPU cooler, RGB
graphics
RAM. My case I can set to whatever color, and then green graphics.
You should make your RAM like a combination between blue and green. So it kind of
Wait,
like,
can I put it off on the RAM? Because I will 100%
probably,
do that.
There's probably software to allow you to put it
I'll
off.
just leave it on to piss people off.
Just let's go off.
No, but my PC's in the corner of the room. You won't see it.
That was Black Friday.
Yeah, that's Black Friday. Next question from Craig again says, what do we think of of a Fortnite winning game. And so, just to be clear, the Game Awards we covered, it's called the Game Awards, okay?
Jack Keely's production.
Yeah. The one that Craig's referring to is, I think it's the joysticks.
The Golden Joysticks.
The Golden Joysticks Game Awards. They gave Fortnite
So
Game of
someone
the Year.
said that the Golden Joysticks is a voted for award. I didn't know that. I thought it was still paneled.
Oh, okay. So voted for Fortnite. If that's the case.
Listen, okay, so the question is like, because I think we had a brief discussion on this, Craig and I, when it happened, or Jeff and I can't remember. Like, Fortnite is definitely a Game of the Year contender, in my view. And I can understand why it would win Game of the Year. Like, it's redefined like games as a service. It completely blew PUBG out of the water in terms of like its battle royale, and it's stayed relevant over a year. It's got so many players across, so many devices. So it's pioneered crossplay, and it's just like this cultural phenomenon. Like everyone knows about Fortnite. So yeah, I can see why people go, yeah, that deserves a Game of the Year. Would it be mine? No.
But the thing is, if it is voted for, I mean, it's Fortnite.
Yeah.
It's got the biggest player base.
It's the most popular game on the planet.
Which makes complete sense then. I mean, you rally all the players of Fortnite to vote once, and you have millions, tens of millions of votes. So it makes sense. And I agree with you. It's the same thing with PUBG last year. It was a cultural phenomenon. It's like, whoa, there's this whole battle royale genre, really fun, really interesting. And then Fortnite just sort of penetrated everything. I mean, we've touched on this. Football players doing Fortnite dances.
Yeah.
It's like, in what world does that happen? Where all these mainstream celebrities are coming up and like, hey, I'm a gamer. Look, I know this dance from this cool game, whatever. We have Ninja. So Ninja's always been a popular streamer. But earlier this year, Drake joined him on a stream, which all of a sudden, you've got Drake's fans who, not all of which are gamers, are like, what is this Fortnite thing Drake was playing? It's gone through... It's just meshed cultures together and crossed boundaries. So, Game of the Year,
I can understand it. And, I mean, I'm not going to take away, like, that's an achievement in itself.
Yeah, but no, it wouldn't be my Game of the Year either. Not at all, but I can understand why it is.
Yeah, it's mainly because, like, I wouldn't be my Game of the Year because I look at, games with stories and a bit more creative. You see, this sounds like I'm saying that Fortnite doesn't have a creative vision, but it does. But like, if I hold it up against games like Celeste and God of War, like to me, it's not as.
But
great.
then that's the argument people have every year. Like, what makes a Game of the Year?
Yeah,
it's always going to be subjective.
Just like game reviews, it is a subjective thing. There's no criteria that says this is the Game of the Year by this X, Y, and Z. So I think it's 100% valid. I saw some people getting really mad about it. I think it's 100% valid. I think it's the one thing I find annoying is that last year people were saying, hey, PUBG could be Game of the Year. And people were like, how can you give Game of the Year to something that's not complete? Fortnite's not done.
No, it's still in beta.
Yeah, so like, it's the same principle. And yes, Fortnite is way more polished and whatever, but at its prime, PUBG changed the industry fundamentally as well. Like, it was the thing people were talking about. It broke the Steam records for a reason. So I think to say that it didn't deserve recognition for that, but Fortnite deserves it now is disingenuous.
Weird,
but yeah, that's another argument.
It's a conversation for not this podcast because we're way over and we have one more question.
Go.
So from Carl Angus at Sageville says,
Ooh, Sage.
What's the best / cuckest chat comment you've encountered while playing multiplayer games? I have one off the top of my head.
Go for it.
So just up front, being from South Africa, you always tell international gamers that and you get racist comments, which is not cool.
Obviously.
And even locally, we get some really like bullshit people who comment the most vile shit. I mean, gamers can be awful. But the one that made me laugh, I can't remember what we were playing. It might have been Dota or StarCraft or something. I was playing with my friends, and our teammate or an enemy, he was really pissed off with us, as is the case with games like that, because, you're always wrong and the person's right.
Obviously.
For obvious reasons. And he's just like, something, you dog child. And I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, am I a puppy? Like, what is
They
this?
couldn't decide on a gender for the dog.
Yeah, it's like, and he's just like, you dog child. I'm like, okay. Like, what does that mean?
I love dogs.
Yeah, I was like, I'm a cute puppy. I don't know if this is insulting or what are you trying to get at here? That's one that always
Dog
comes to
child.
mind. Yeah,
Oh my
dog
God.
child. Sorry, another one. Someone, this is just a type, it worked out funny because the guy was trying to type shut up and he ended up typing shout up.
Shut up. Yeah.
So like,
Turn it
yeah,
up.
it'll be louder.
Make the circle bigger.
Yeah, so those are just some that come to mind.
Shout up.
But yeah, other than that, there's nothing that...
I don't have anything that really sticks out because I don't play as much multiplayer. I just know that the last time I really played Overwatch, I encountered some really shitty... Like, it was annoying because I was playing with people I knew. So I matched up... We used Discord and then we matched up with other people via Discord from, the Overwatch Reddit or whatever. So it was like 6 of us chatting and like 3 of us... 2 other guys were my friends and the other 3 people were randoms. And part of those other 3 people, 2 of the players were female.
No.
And the people I was playing with that I knew, who I've now stopped playing online games with, they were just like really, not abhorrently, but like very outwardly sexist.
Yeah.
Like asking the girls how long they've been playing games. Is it weird that people find it weird that they play games? Like shitty stuff that's like all like weird. I don't know. I didn't like it and I like quit out pretty quickly after that. Online gaming sucks.
That's always the worst. So you say you're playing games with people you have fun playing with, but then like, I have this one mate who I haven't really played with. He's gonna party up with us. It turns out that person's like really, really awful, like just a bad human being. Like, why are we playing with this person?
Yeah, it's shitty. It's like, and people go, well, you have to call them out on that, and yes, you do. Yeah, it's a complicated thing. It's shitty. Like, you should not be like that.
Just don't be a puss.
Don't be a be
hot
good,
take,
be
right?
good. Yeah, don't be a puss.
Be lekker.
Be lekker. Don't be a puss.
Oh.
That's the episode. What an episode! My God. Only
That's
had one
the
game
notes
to
on
talk
episode
about, but it's like one of the longest episodes we've
It's
ever
a Game
recorded.
Awards, man. We're just great at long episodes. What can
Yeah.
you say?
It was a good time. It was a good
It
time.
was fun. Enjoyed
It's been
that.
episode 33? Yes, 33 of Checkpoint Chat. As always, you can DM us at Checkpoint Chat on Twitter or slide into our DMs there or reply to Matty's weekly questions tweets. You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/checkpointchat. And you can email us, checkpointchatpodcast@gmail.com. I mean, that email address has got cobwebs at the
I
moment.
dare you to send us an email. I dare you.
Yeah, catch us on
that's
any service with cast in the name, including your Plaster of Paris
and Spotify.
and Spotify. Yeah, Spotify
that's it.
casts,
Spotifcast.
Spottercast. Yeah,
Spotifcast.
that should be a
thing.
service. Yeah.
If you like what you hear, give us a rating and a review. Even if you don't like what you hear, give us a rating and review.
Exactly.
If you love what you hear, give us money. Which is something I'll say every week, but not. I'm really just kidding because we have no means for you to give us money. Maybe one day.
Yeah, you see, we not accepting money because we're still scared people send us spiders.
Spiders, no, don't send us spiders.
Gavin will send us spiders. That's the problem.
Yeah, 100% will.
Yep.
This is why we don't hand out. Although, like you said last week, people triangulate on your location every week. But we're not giving you any clues this week. Besides that, you have, 13 dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't see those on Google Maps.
That's your clue. That we never know. That's your clue this week. And we're done.
That's, episode 33. We'll be back next
The
week.
Half-Life 3 episode.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.